This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., Brotherhood Credit Union, and Deolis Brothers Construction.
Happy summer and welcome back to the LCTV News after our short holiday break. We had a busy few weeks, jam-packed with celebrations and grant receptions. In addition, we welcomed several members of the LCHS 90s classes on the Lowdown to talk about their upcoming 90s classes prom and kickball reunion. Here is the news for Friday, July 12th, 2024. In its second round of funding, the city will receive $490,000 from the Career Technical Institute this year compared to $200,000 in 2023. The CTI program partners with vocational high schools, providing career and technical skills to adults with an emphasis on unemployed and underemployed people from underserved communities. This grant will allow Lynn Tech to offer 60 slots in their adult education classes, 3 times as many as the first cohort, which graduated 20 in automotive technology and welding. The first class received 150 applications in less than 2 weeks and ultimately graduated 11 in their welding class and 7 in automotive technology on June 13th. With this added funding, Tech will offer 12 slots in both welding and auto tech beginning in September, and another 12 in both courses, with an additional 12 in plumbing starting January of 2025. The courses will run for 15 weeks and provide 200 hours of training. Added skills to the hands-on learning are preparing for an interview and writing a resume. The application process for September courses begins this month. The seniors had a prom, but it's not who you may be picturing. It was the Senior Center, giving their attendees the chance to dance, enjoy a meal, and even crown a prom king and queen.
On June 28th, the Lynn Senior Center held their second annual senior prom. Seniors are invited down to the center for a morning of dancing, food, and fun put together by staff at the center on Friend Street.
This prom is a gift of love from each of us to each other. So I'm hoping that everyone enjoys the day.
I am so excited to be here to celebrate with you. The Lynn Senior Center puts on the best party in the city of Lynn.
An outside company set up a photo booth to capture memories from the day for seniors to take home. A 3-course meal was served, and glow sticks were passed out while seniors enjoyed music and dancing. Those in attendance could also vote for the prom king and queen.
Prom king is Lucilo Luna. This year's prom queen is Betty.
The Senior Center hosts events like this throughout the year for Lynn seniors, helping them forget about life struggles for a few during one of the center's memorable parties. For LCTV News, I'm Riley.
Final Fridays wrapped up June with the fashion show for the city, featuring 5 local designers covering an array of styles. Models paraded around Frederick Douglass Park for an enamored crowd. Additionally, attendees could purchase merch from local artists and enjoy free food.
fetishizing all these black demises. Fetishizing all our black demises. Yo, Lynn, y'all still with me?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Final Friday's Fashion Week. My name is Donica Thurston Chavez, and I am the Executive Director of the Lynn Museum and Art Center here in the heart of downtown Lynn. We are here in the Lynn Museum Park space, activating Frederick Douglass Park, which abuts both of our properties. We have the museum at 590 Washington Street and the Art Center at 25 Exchange Street. We are here for our seasonal series, Final Fridays. We are open late every last Friday of the month, May through September of this year. This year is really special because our Youth and Community Engagement Coordinator, Janiyah Spencer, has really put her mark on the series. She joined our team last year as part of the Creative Cities Lynn initiative and has really just made this series her own. So this series is unique because we are celebrating different types of art each month and really focused on celebrating young people in the community that are doing amazing things and really just reminding all of Lynn that downtown is just a magical place to be where we can come and gather, connect with one another, celebrate our arts and culture community, and of course support our small businesses. So tonight we have different brands and designers that have ties to the community, models who are wearing their looks. We have free food, original mocktails, and just a wonderful night out for anybody that wants to come and enjoy and celebrate.
So once again, we're going to take another 10-minute intermission.
So again, every last Friday, May through September, the program is free. So we welcome you to join us next month in July for Graffiti Get Down, where we'll have a live graffiti battle and a special performance by Luke Bars.
You will now be seeing the coming of age inspired design.
Former Mayor Patrick J. McManus expressed his desire to be forever tied to the Lynn Public Library. Now, almost 25 years after he chose not to seek re-election and 15 years after dying suddenly in the midst of trying to regain the mayor's office, that wish will be granted. The building will be renamed after him on July 20th, on what would have been McManus's 70th birthday. McManus was the longest consecutive serving mayor in the city's history, winning 5 terms from 1992 to 2002. During his tenure, he expanded the library, directing $10.7 million in city funds to the building, while also promoting summer reading programs for students. A lifelong resident of Lynn, under his leadership, construction on a new classical high school and an expansion of Lynn Tech began, as well as a major renovation to his alma mater, Lynn English. Beyond education, McManus introduced community policing and merged the city's ambulance service with the fire department. This renaming will cement his legacy in the city. Keeping with tradition, the Pine Hill Civic Association held their annual 4th of July parade through the Highlands and ending at Gallagher Park. Led by a line of scooters and bikes, all participating kids received prizes in one of several categories to ring in another Independence Day celebration. In the spirit of the week, Pine Hill Civic Association held their annual 4th of July parade through the streets and ending at Gallagher Park. Kids and families alike came in their finest gear, hoping to grab prizes in categories including Best Bike, Best Float, and Best Group Costume. For those who wanted to dress up but did not wish to go the traditional red, white, and blue route, there was also a category for Best Other Costume, featuring Celtics players, a hockey player, and was fittingly topped by Miss America. Holiday celebrations have become tradition, with the volunteer-based group for Pine Hill running events such as this parade for Independence Day. All kids received a prize for participating and got the chance to introduce themselves when their number was called. The rain held off for this day of fun and celebration.
So thank you all once again. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, and everybody have a happy 4th this week.
For LCTV News, I'm Danny Vittori. Dr. Yvonne Alvarez, Superintendent of Lynn Public Schools, will discuss artificial intelligence in education at the 2024 Magnet Schools of America Summer Symposium in Denver. Dr. Alvarez was invited to participate in the panel, How Education Leaders Are Thinking About AI, along with 2 other superintendents. The symposium as a whole will cover data analytics, ethical concerns surrounding AI, and how AI can be used to personalize learning for students. For Lynn specifically, the district is working towards teaching coding languages and further implementing STEM into the curriculum, as well as using AI as a tool to teach language, given that 77% of K-12 students are English learners. According to Dr. Alvarez, it is the job of educators to teach students how to use AI ethically and responsibly. The holiday last week did not slow down events in the city. One impactful veteran was the reading of the Frederick Douglass speech, What to the Slave is the 4th of July. Begun a decade ago by Wendy Joseph, the initial 4-hour-long speech was condensed to 45 minutes and divided into paragraphs, giving anyone who wanted the chance to read. Despite being written in the 1800s, some of Douglass's messages still ring true today.
You discourse eloquently on the dignity of labor, yet you sustain a system which, in its very essence, casts stigma upon labor. You bare your bosom to the storm of British artillery to throw off a threepenny tax on tea, and yet wring the last hard-earned farthing from the grasp of the black laborers of your country.
I started this particular program, and we did it up at High Rock Tower for about 10 years because we wanted to make sure that the underserved communities in the city of Lynn were getting an excellent program. And now with the Frederick Douglass Park, we're happy to bring it here. And this speech is from 1852. Frederick Douglass wrote that at the request of the Women's Suffrage Club in New York, and it became famous ever since. The original speech was 4 hours. We've got it down to 45 individual 1-minute paragraphs. And let me tell you, as I say every single year, as soon as you're reading and you feel those words that Frederick Douglass wrote coming out of your mouth, you feel smarter, you feel taller, you feel thinner. Frederick Douglass says, justice must be done. The truth must be told. The wicked must be exposed. Freedom and righteousness must be vindicated. I will not be silent.
What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days in the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham. Your boasted liberty, an unholy license. Your national greatness, swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence. Your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery.
I say, and let every heart join in saying it. All Godspeed the day when human blood shall cease to flow. In every clime be understood the claims of human brotherhood, and each return for evil good, not blow for blow. That day will come, all feuds to end, and change into a faithful friend, each foe.
Let's give each other a shout out. That was applause for yourselves. Yes. A round of applause for everyone.
Fireworks lit up the sky following a summer concert from the Dirty Floorboards on July 3rd. Crowds packed Red Rock Park and the surrounding area to enjoy the final activities of this holiday weekend. Friends of Lynn and Nahant Beach continued in their annual tradition of sponsoring free concerts at Red Rock Park, kicking off the 2024 year with a performance by the Dirty Floorboards on July 3rd, ahead of the fireworks display. Sponsored by Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, DCR Massachusetts, the Lynn Journal, and the Lynn Cultural Council, this is the 25th year of the Red Rock Park Summer Entertainment Series, running from July 3rd through August 15th, and ending with the special movie night on the 23rd. Set against the stunning backdrop of the ocean, the park was bursting with people enjoying the music, food, and lawn games for several hours before fireworks took over the sky. The Dirty Floorboards took over the 4th of July slot last year, following the retirement of Lois Lane and the Daily Planets in 2022 after 15 years of performances.
Been around since 2011, so we've been doing this a long time with each other. We wanted to thank the Friends of Lynn and Nahant Beach and DCR for putting this all together, and especially thank all of you for coming down early before the fireworks to hang out with us. And also, just so everyone's aware, next Thursday, July 11th, starts the regular concert series here at the park, 6 to 8 p.m. every Thursday. They got some acts. If you look right at the back there, you'll be able to see the schedule, who's playing. I believe the first one that's playing is All That 90s. It'll be here on the 11th of July.
People were dancing and singing along to classics, such as Beggin' and Stacy's Mom, filling not only the park, but the surrounding walking path around Kings Beach, all leading up to a 24-minute fireworks display that was as impressive as ever. For LCTV News, I'm Danny Vittori. To watch the full fireworks display, go to our website, lyntv.org. The Massachusetts Clean Water Trust Board approved another $238 million in low-interest loans and grants at their July meeting. The trust, in partnership with Mass DEP, helps communities improve or replace water infrastructure, enhancing water resources and ensuring the safety of public drinking water. Made possible by the MA State Revolving Funds, which act as an infrastructure bank by funding water infrastructure projects across the state. Among the recipients this month was the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission, who received a $74 million loan for wastewater treatment facility initial capital improvements under the umbrella of Clean Water Projects. Lynn is reminding residents that the city does not currently have any door-to-door licenses, and the public should call LPD to report. Many door-to-door solicitors have not even applied for a permit. Most of the ones out there now are scammers, according to the Lynn Police Department, who are taking complaints and finding the company owners once they identify them. They will also make sure that all route cars are aware and on the lookout for any of these door-to-door salespeople. For this athlete, he may have gone far physically to play for Georgia, but his heart remains here in the city where he grew up. Keeping on this theme, he organized the 3rd annual Stop the Violence football clinic at Manning Field this past weekend. Kids ranging from elementary to high school got their shot in a variety of skills, from footwork to receiver to offensive lineman.
All right, we're here at Manning Field. This is the 3rd annual, right? 3rd annual. We're here with Jonell, man. He's in town. You brought it back, man. This is year 3. It's getting bigger every year, man. Just how's it feel just to be back for a little bit for a short time that you're here to give back and help out?
I mean, it feels great being back in my city, you know, with the kids, you know, my family. You know, I've been away for like, you know, 6, 7 months.
Right.
You know, now I get to come back, you know, for like a week and just chill with my family.
You know, how happy does it make you see when you see some guys that came from this camp, they are getting that notoriety?
I mean, it makes me really happy. You know, that's why I do it for. So, you know, I know a lot of these kids look up to me, so I try to, you know, give back to them. So, you know, they have somewhere, you know, someone to follow. So I'm glad to see all them kids doing good.
Yeah.
Really, I just want to see them work hard. You know, some of them might not be, you know, best, but you know, it's okay. Like, you know, solid progress. Everyone just work hard. As long as all these kids give me effort, That's all that really matters.
Man, what are some of the memories that you have when you first started playing football, playing Pop Warner, and as you started coming up and all that?
Yeah, I mean, the memories are here. They all began on this field, really. Scored too many touchdowns. I can't even count it. Touchdown after touchdown. But this is really where it began, and I'm glad to see all these kids, in the same shoes that I was in. And I'm glad that I can be the role model they can look up to.
Yeah, definitely. You're going into year 2 down there at Georgia. What's kind of the learning lessons that you had in year 1 that you're taking into year 2?
The learning lesson, really just learning the playbook. That was the biggest thing by far, was the playbook. It wasn't nothing athletically, just the playbook. Right. That's probably the most challenging part, just getting into college and the speed of the game. But I learned a lot from Tyke Smith. He got drafted this year. He went the second round. Right. I was behind him, but I learned a lot. So now he gave me the throne. Now it's time to take over.
Yeah, definitely. And then you talk about family event. I mean, you got your dad here, you got your brother here. I mean, just for them to be sharing this moment with you, how special is that?
I mean, it's real special. They watched me grow up playing football. Now they can, watch my little brother's in the line stretch it too. So
okay.
Now he's part of it too. So now he's the next one. He's up next.
Start the violence on 3. Start the violence on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The Massachusetts House of Representatives passed a maternal health bill with support from the Lynn delegation. According to a statement from Rep. Cahill's office, this will create a pathway to become licensed for midwives and lactation consultants, while mandating that healthcare professionals screen for and health insurances cover postpartum depression screenings. It would require midwives to obtain a license from the state, while also requiring certain insurance providers to cover midwife services, from prenatal to childbirth to postpartum care. The Board of Allied Health Professionals will now be able to license lactation consultants, allowing their services to be eligible for reimbursement through insurance. The bill stipulates that MassHealth must cover non-invasive prenatal screenings for all pregnant patients determined to be at an increased risk for chromosomal abnormalities. Furthermore, the DPH will launch a public awareness campaign about prenatal mood and anxiety disorders. The bill, passed by a vote of 153 to 0, will now go to the Senate. The Recovery Exchange celebrated their 1-year anniversary this past week, complete with food, resource tables, and a raffle series at Frederick Douglass Park. City officials and members of the broader community were in attendance to participate in this day that served the dual purpose of celebrating their accomplishments while acknowledging the work that still needs to be done. The event took place at both the park and Recovery Exchange on Exchange Street, so people can get a look at the location and all they have to offer. Winners of the raffle also got a board of lottery tickets, among other prizes. After food and posing for several photographs with leadership, they were even awarded a citation from the city in recognition of their work in and with the addiction community. 30 years in the making, MassDOT, in collaboration with the City of Lynn and various organizations, held a groundbreaking ceremony for the Northern Strand multimodal path on July 11th. Spanning 1.9 miles in length, this project will take the existing path on Western Ave and continue it all the way to Nahant Road. LCTV was on site for the groundbreaking. Here is a clip.
I want to thank you all for coming here today. My name is Jonathan Gulliver. I'm the State Highway Administrator. When complete, this 1.9-mile extension will connect 6 communities with non-motorized transportation option and will provide the link to local resources around the city of Lynn and the Nahant shoreline. So biking to the beach is going to get even better.
This currently has about 1,000 people a day using this. That is 30,000 people a month and 360,000 people a year. That is huge. We do not see that on many of our bike paths, and I think that that is just going to continue to grow.
This is a huge project. It's a big deal, and it expands. You heard the Secretary talking about how it gives us more options. It broadens and expands what we think about when we think about transit and transportation. So it's expansive in the sense that it's adding modes of transport, making it easier for this in this protected lane for bikes and for pedestrians.
To watch the full press conference, go to lyntv.org. The Food Project began their summer farmers market, taking place this year at Lynn Common. Given the new expanded space, there are even more stalls, food, and entertainment. One of their farmers shed some light on the importance of supporting local farms and buying locally sourced produce.
We're here on Lynn Commons at the first summer farmers market of the year. This is our new location for the summer where we will be every Thursday from 11 to 3. Lots of awesome vendors here selling farm fresh produce. We've got a great cooling station where you can get hydrated and kids can color. There's some chalk, amazing art being made. We got music to listen to. And most importantly, lots of friendly faces and delicious things to eat. So what's great about this is that all of these farms are local farms. That means the produce has not gone very far to get from where it was grown, where it was picked, to your plate. That means, of course, we're spending less money and less fossil fuels on moving all that produce around. And we're also keeping things local. We're making sure that our money goes to other folks who are in our communities and not to folks who are growing whoever knows how many miles away. It also means you can get to know your farmers. You can ask them questions about what their favorite crops are, how it was grown, and just understand more about the food that you get to put into your body every day. Just want to remind everyone that at this market, all of our vendors, you can use HIP or SNAP benefits to pay for this produce. And that's an amazing thing that we are excited to be able to continue to offer and be in partnership with. And the Food Project is out here specifically, also in our role as market managers, but our amazing youth are also out here running our own market stand with produce from the Ingalls farm, just a few miles away from where we grew this food, where these awesome youth tended these crops. And they are doing an amazing job making new connections with local communities and vendors and getting delicious produce into the hands of people who want to eat it.
On deck, the sports update. Four and a half games out of first place, the North Shore Navigators got off to a slow start this summer at 10-14. They did stop a three-game losing skid, taking down the Bristol Blues 11-8 on the 8th. Jesse Jakinski is currently leading the team with 23 hits. While the Red Sox have won their last two series, first traveling to Brooklyn and taking 2 of 3 against the New York Yankees. It took 10 innings on Friday, but the Sox escaped with the 5-3 victory. Boston did not even take the lead until the 10th and were trailing 3-1 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. But with a runner on and a full count, Masataka Yoshida put one over the right field fence. Then in extra innings, it was Cedar Rafaela's turn, except he went to dead center field for the go-ahead runs. The Yankees stormed back, winning 14-4 on Saturday, but Boston closed out the series, shutting out New York 3-0 in the final. 3 solo shots were the difference, one by Rafaela, with the other 2 by All-Star Rafael Devers. They turned the offense up to 11, hosting and beating the Oakland A's 12-9 on the 9th. Every batter recorded at least 1 hit in the game, led by Wilyer Abreu with 4 RBIs. The A's went up 2-0 to begin the game, but Boston stormed back, scoring 11 unanswered runs over the next 2 innings. Oakland won the next night 5-2, but Boston clinched the finale 7-0 behind a 6-inning, 6-strikeout performance by Tanner Houck and homers from Yoshida, Abreu, and Connor Wong. Members from Lynn Classical, classes of 1993, 94, and 96, came up with the idea to host a reunion for all classes from the 90s as a way to reconnect with former schoolmates. They came on the Lowdown to shed some light on the upcoming weekend and how classical graduates can get involved. Here is the Lowdown. Hello and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we have on 3 members from the planning committee for the LCHS 90s classes reunion. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So first things first is easy. Could you just introduce yourselves and then say actually what class you were a part of?
Sure. My name is Karim Gibson, class of 1994.
I'm Josh Polonsky, 1996.
I'm Marika Conway, class of 1993.
All right. And this is a unique idea combining all the classes from the 90s. Can you talk to me a little bit about how this idea came about?
Well, we just started talking a couple years ago, but it's probably 2 years into it now, and we started talking about bringing the city together, bringing some old friends together, formulating some good memories, and just giving back to our school. This is also a scholarship fundraiser experience.
Part of the bringing the 1990 through 99 together is, back in the 90s, the class sizes both at Lynn Classical and Lynn English were a lot smaller than what they are today. Most classes averaging just over 120 or 130. So we figured bring 10 years worth of that together. You've got about a half a class now, nowadays class size.
I really liked that the years around where I graduated were not very cliquey. Like, even though there were groups, there was always a lot of like intermixing and overlapping. And I think that like we had a pretty close class, and I know Karim's class was also pretty close. So I knew that like I was really hoping this would be super successful and that we could all see each other again.
Yeah, being that it was such a small school, you knew everybody in the school, and as you can see, at 93, 94, 96, we all were friends back then and still friends, today.
You all knew each other. And I am curious, how does the planning work for this? Because at this point, people are probably scattered all over. So that's where social media probably really helps you, right?
For
Definitely. We all have a busy schedule. We're all three of us are parents, and we're all married, so we have a hectic lifestyle at home, but we meet weekly. We meet via virtually, or we text each other, we call each other with ideas, and we just know how busy we each other are, and so we just make awareness of that. But we stay in touch each week, and we make it work.
Yeah, you gotta be okay with random time texting or reading an email at whatever o'clock,
Yes, some of us are night owls.
And I gotta ask, what's involved in this? And like, there's prom, kickball. It's a whole weekend.
Yeah, Marika brought the idea of even bringing out a prom king and a prom queen. Just keep it very formal. We have a nice setting. We do have photography, and we have one of the best DJs on the North Shore. So it's like a big fun party for the adults.
I mean, I do that. That sounds fun.
And while it's a prom, which was actually by request for quite a few people, and we would love to see the formal wear, like that would be really fun. I don't want anybody to be intimidated by that either. Like, come as you are. If you just want to come in your jeans, or you just want to wear a sundress or whatever, just be comfortable.
Be turning people away at the
Don't
door.
let anything stop you from coming.
So that's, what date is that?
July 27th is the formal party, and then the kickball game will be the morning after. We'll provide drinks and hydration.
And the big kickball game, how is that going to work? How do the teams get decided?
So we thought of the idea of having the odd years versus the even years. And they're going to be differentiated by color. The odd years are going to be green, and the even years are going to be yellow. And we're going to start formulating teams within about a week.
So included in everyone's prom ticket is a t-shirt. And so that's why I'm like, if you're an odd year, you have to order your tickets from this link. If you're an even year. So that's how we've controlled that. And yeah, so we'll have our green and gold.
And can you talk a little bit about pricing of tickets? Is there a deadline to buy them? And how would people buy them?
We thought it might be appropriate to have a 2-week pre-deadline, so that would be this Saturday, the 13th. I think we can probably be a little flexible, but we have a caterer to respect, and they have to order, and so we have to make sure. So anyone who hasn't gotten your tickets,
Yeah, you can order online. As Marika said, we have 2 distinct different links depending upon which class year you are. If you're an even year, an odd year, and that's how you would order your prom ticket, and the kickball event is part of that as well.
And we are encouraging folks to mail in the check. We have an address where checks can be mailed in. And a lot of it, we've been communicating a lot with folks through social media, Facebook, and that's been very helpful. So folks know, we just want to make sure that we get on track and make sure folks get their tickets right away.
would you like to mention sponsorship opportunities?
Sure, we have a few sponsors. We have City Councilor Freddie Hogan has been generous for us. We have an old graduate, Miranda, who's out in Florida. I don't remember her last name right now, but Miranda Cantu. She's a class of 92, and she's sponsoring us with the jersey, with the T-shirts and the visors, and with our banners. So she's going to be, highlighting the event through that way. And then, I mentioned the DJ and I mentioned the photography, so we have a lot of folks who are helping us out.
And those opportunities are still available for sponsorship, and a reminder that we are going to donate any profits we make out of this straight to the Principal Scholarship Fund for Lynn Classical.
Yes, it actually leads me right into this next question about the scholarship. So is it awarded to seniors, I would assume, as they graduate?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the
Yeah,
case.
they're awarded to graduating seniors. So this would be this upcoming class year. The 2025 graduating class would be the recipient of this scholarship money.
And the current principal, which is Amy Dunn, who was a classmate of mine, class of '94, she's going to organize the scholarship piece. We spoke about it briefly, and she's going to handle that.
Great. That sounds really cool, and it's great that you're giving back to your community. When you think about it, is there anything you're really looking forward to for that weekend? Any big look forward tos?
For me, just seeing folks I haven't seen in a while. Like Marika says, we all come from a special decade, and I'm hoping to see folks across that decade, that 90s decade, especially folks from the class of 1994, old friends, old classmates, old teammates, and just sharing good memories.
Yeah, I think it's one thing. I agree. I think it's one thing to share a message on Facebook or swap pictures via text or things like that, but to actually get to spend a night hanging out with somebody that you haven't seen maybe in 20 years or longer, it's going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. Be able to catch up in person has a much better feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't wait to see who turns out and kind of who you end up vibing with 30 years later. It's interesting.
See if it's any old friends or people you weren't as close to in high school, but now you connect with each other kind of thing.
Yeah. Never know.
I don't think I'd be close to me in high school.
And is there a specific reason you chose to do this now? Is this a significant year for you at all, or was it more just the planning came across now?
The idea came around the COVID time, and it was something that I was thinking about because we were so isolated at that point. I said, when this is over, we're going to get together, and we got to come together as friends, as families. So the idea actually came to mind, and we started talking about it more 2 years ago. For me, it signifies 30 years. I graduated in '94. We're in 2024, but I guess it's the timing.
Yeah. And was that similar for both of you?
Yeah, I think so. Exactly. It's
about time.
So my class of '96 has never really had any kind of formal 10-year, 15-year, 20-year reunion. So I felt that it was good to get involved to try to get people from '96 there as well, because where we've not had any type of formal reunion, it feels like the right thing to do to try to get people together.
Mm-hmm. My class has had a few. We had a meet up in December. Like I said, we were very close, so it's really nice that even so many years later, we can still sort of get hold of each other. It tends to be mostly the girls, so I would love to see some of the guys turn up. But we'll see.
And you three are the planning committee. You're the main ones who put something together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of ideas between the three of us. And we've gotten closer over the past couple of months. Like I said, it's a commitment. It is time consuming, but we make it work.
It's dedication, and I like it. You three also, you can tell how much you really love the idea of getting together and seeing some old classmates. And I do have to wrap it up in a moment, but was there anything else that I hadn't asked that you wanted to mention?
I think we'll just want to encourage people to buy their tickets.
Yeah, do it ASAP. Please.
The event is coming up fast, and like Marika said, we've got to respect the caterer and get them the number count. So the faster we have those tickets purchased, the more accurate we can be with getting food to people.
And the more tickets purchased, the more fabulous it will be, because I can spend more money on decor.
We just want everybody to come out and just have a really good time.
Yeah.
Talk about some memorable
Enjoy
moments.
That 360 photo booth.
Yes. Just have a good time. That's what it's mostly all about too.
Yes, all about having fun. And I want to thank all of you again for coming on to really spread some awareness about this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, anytime. And for anyone who is from those classes, the QR code is what you have seen throughout this interview, or you can see it on their website. So once again, I'm Danny Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Now the community calendar. Tomorrow the 13th, join the Treehouse Learning Center for the 2024 Spectacular Summer, taking place at both Manning and Fraser Fields. With free entry for all, this is the perfect event for families to enjoy face painting, live music, a puppet show, and a variety of other games. Get immersed in an afternoon of entertainment and activities from 4 to 8 p.m. The Food Project Summer Farmers Markets have moved to their new location at the Frederick Douglass Grandstand on Lynn Common, running from July 11th to November 21st every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They accept several forms of payment, including cash, credit, and SNAP/HIP. A majority of the food sold at the market is locally sourced and comes from vendors in the surrounding area. Calling all youth, next Friday you can join the Lynn Police Department at their free Physical Fitness Day. Running from 10 a.m. to noon at Manning Field, activities include running, squats, lunges, push-ups, softball throwing competitions, and a yoga class taught by the Lynn Public Health Department. Staff from the UMass Extension Nutrition Education Program will also be on site to educate attendees. For more information, contact the Lynn DPW. With that, we have wrapped up another week of news here at LCTV. As always, visit lyntv.org to stay updated on all summer activities happening in the city, as well as press releases and government programming. Follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television for breaking news, information on memberships, and general updates. If all you want are videos, then Lynn Community Television on YouTube is the place for you, including all member and staff content as well as promos. I'm Danny Vittori, this is the LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., Brotherhood Credit Union, and Deolis Brothers Construction.